probably faced, they were not rushing for any objective tries. They were actually holding on for their perfect timing. And the POG goes over to Dread. In the end of the mic check, actually, Dread said, "Why is my team winning?"
Yeah, this is like not giving us any hints.
Yeah, I'm like,
actually,
actually,
helping us at all.
All right, top lane TF. I guess that's it.
No, Zoe support.
All right.
Okay, well, we'll be the Akali to come through. So, but yeah, this composition for T1, I feel like is stable in the sense of you get a slight early lead and you can, you know, control the Drake fights with Poke coming out from Zoe. You have the hard engage. You're like, is Gamusha gonna take my spot? I just don't feel like it can't be overstated.
It's an important point, but we got some points to make up in the top lane. Say Dread, a very fast rotation, and Kana just too far pushed down the lane, just gonna get burned down and taken for first blood. Yeah, we'll see how much that affects it. We're gonna have the collapse here from Afrika. Dread and Lehens, or rather T1, Dread and Lehens way too deep in the enemy jungle. As flashing over the wall here is Lehens, he nearly gets hit by that Void Seeker. Just barely going to dodge to the right of T1, and they have been able to aggressively rotate earlier. As you can see, this lead from the bottom side means that Bang is just gonna be slower on the rotation, and it looks like Afrika are thinking about actually contesting this. I think in this situation, you just give this one away, and you just let Bang go bottom, and you give him time to catch up. You try to burst someone down. We'll see how this goes.
Lehens.
Oh boy.
No flash.
He might just be dead. Not able to get that Aftershock down, and Fly is going to be baited into this one as well. The last auto gets Fly as he is flashing away. And immediately, the Pantheon's just able to dive over. And speaking of Pantheon, we're trying to get on top of Fly. That's a really nice scat of the week, but here comes the burst and the pain. Pressure on the Drakes, too. It's either going to be Infernal or Mountain Soul, so that's going to feel pretty nice. Nice engage on Takaria, though, but he is Pantheon at the end of the day, so he's able to just dodge a lot of that damage. Here comes the follow-up, though. Teddy is going to have to try to ult away, but Dread just has too much damage. Kana into that backline now, trying to get onto someone. We see the burst onto Bang, but he's not the majority of their damage right now. Here comes Fly, and he's got a lot to come in here. He did use that ultimate already, but low health bars on the side of T1. You can see Fly desperately trying to take out the Olaf, but he just sticks alive for way too long, and Cuz is able to trade that one out so perfectly, and they will finally ace the side of Afrika with a great team fight here.
This is a composition that does so... He comes in with a nice flank angle, so watch, Cuz is on the Drake, right? Dread is here. They don't have vision. He goes over the wall, and Carrier's in trouble, but he flashes over the wall perfectly here. Look at where Closer is coming down. He's going to teleport at the flank angle, is meanwhile in live. Caster cursed him in the replay.
Unfortunately going to have to interrupt you there, Wolf. He doesn't have his flash, but Afrika are just missing everything.
Freaks really need to, I mean, hold that thought. Kana is trying to... trying to join it.
Kana's kind of in no man's land here. Not sure what he's doing all the way in the enemy jungle. As there's the follow-up from Keen, should be a pretty easy cleanup.
So in 2 minutes,
see how this one comes.
Yeah.
T1 are really trying to make this happen, even with the Pantheon ultimate, but Cask is so good at the disengage. Huge damage comes out from Closer.
Kana's gonna have teleport, so even though he's backing right now, he will be able to rejoin. His Dread is being very aggressive.
Yeah, and he has the ability to do this. Closer is just gonna get dominated 1v1. Even had Keen coming over. Afrika say, the hell with the Infernal Drake, the hell with the bottom side of the map. We're just gonna push top lane and kill solo laners.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an amazing trade, but it's if you're just gonna simply give the Drake up, then what you're gonna have to do is Carrier's coming in.
All right, trying to jump onto Dread here. They might have the damage this time around, and it will be enough. You can see that Keen with this tanky build trying to trade it back, but unfortunately not going to be able to. Takes a while to kill him, and actually the Shuriken misses, so...
Spear misses, guys. Void Seeker misses. Keen's like, all right.
He's like, maybe I can kill Carrier here.
He might be able to if Kana messes this up. He's going for it.
He flashed. He's going for this one. It's not going to work out, though, I'd imagine. Nope. Okay, finally, they killed him.
Nope. As we're going to watch this again. I think that probably their best chance at winning a team fight was actually trying to take the Infernal Drake fight instead of pushing top, but they just never felt like, with the position they were at on the bot side of the map, with how much pressure was there, I guess they just decided they simply would not be able to take the Drake no matter what. There was going to be too much of a positional advantage, so they decided to go for the top pick. It just ends up being traded back very poorly here. It's a 1 for 2 for Afrika as they get Closer but lose Keen. and Dread in the process, and the Drake goes down. And it feels like we're looking at a Game 3 here. At this stage, feels like that's where we're headed.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on course for that right now, for sure. And he missed a lot, actually, in the early trades, by the way. He missed his pass, kind of went on to Kana awkwardly, trying to...
Front-to-back team fight, potentially. Like, who are you going to find with the Graves? Like, you're going to have such a hard time. Maybe, you get that rotation, you get that pick on a closer, but otherwise... I mean, he's looking for closer here, but if he just walks away...
Yeah, he's just hunting closer. That's basically what he's doing. Kana has a great flank on the back line. You see that Graves immediately is going to go down. And that's a good trade at this point in time. Kana able to kill the Graves. And it will be a 1-for-2 for now. You can see T1 are looking for more. Already the Zoe and all the carries on the side of T1 are way too far ahead. So you can see they're looking for the pick here. They're trying to get on top of Keria. The cask is going to be good, and they do take him out. This is a great team fight as Kana is not here yet. They're going to try to get on top of Closer. Closer doing insane amounts of damage, but he does have to back away eventually. Looking for it now as well. Kana tries to get in there, but it will not be successful. And just like that, Afrika are back in the game.
I mean, that was it. That's the hyper-aggressive engage that you need if you're a Afrika Freaks to blow somebody up. This fight, like you said, they had to take it. It was such a hard fight to try to potentially win. As Keria comes up here on the side, is stunned, Scour the Weak, Keen with a follow-up stun. He survives again. The cast comes out, and you see Lehens is not messing around. He's going deep. Closer is completely zoned out. He gets a sleep off, but he can't stay in this fight. And even though Keen is low, the kiting is good on the Cuz. He's on his own. And you can see Closer's like, I'm just trying to secure these kills, but there's no more peel anymore. That was really well executed.
Away. And that is not where you want your Pantheon to be. And now they've caught Closer in the mid lane. They just blow him up. And that is 2 kills now. As the Olaf isn't able to do anything alone, they're just going to look to dive this one. The cask helping out with the damage. A triple kill now for Bang, who is 6-1.
Like, we have to make plays like this. We can't just sit back anymore, because if you sit back, T1's composition is so powerful. And Closer, he misses his paddle star, and then the engage is good. Once again, fantastic start for Lehens. The damage output here for Bang as he gets his S rank is just too much. And this ends up being a triple kill into a Baron.
Afrika are just going to go for the Infernal Drake. You can see here comes the damage from the Zoe. The Drake is going to go the way of Afrika. They're going to find Keria again. And no support on the side of T1. Everybody's zoned to the top side. This is not the team fight you were looking for, and they find the Zoe and just blow her up immediately. Did she even exist in this fight?
No.
That's the question, as she immediately goes down. 4 kills the way of Afrika, and Teddy was not able to do anything. Maybe he'll take out Lehens here, but Afrika don't care. They're pushing to win.
Yeah. I mean, Afrika is going to push this inhibitor down. No. Let's watch the fight again. As look at where Lehens is, like, Keria's like, uh-oh. And now, like, Lehens is like, oh, do I put Closer? Do I just turn on to Keria? Dread goes in here, right over the wall. They have the turnaround. Keria is blown up instantly. And now look at where Closer is. He's just, there's no one to save him. I mean, Cuz can't peel for everybody. And that's the end of it.
Yeah, the positioning in that team fight for T1.
I mean, you can't win that fight anymore for T1. Here's the engage. Woohoo.
Okay. Some poke onto that front line. Cuz immediately down to about half health, and T1 are just running away. They do not want to engage. They're like, no, we can't fight this. And Dread wasn't even there. That was a 4v5 that Afrika just walked up to T1 and snatched out of their hand like candy from a baby. You know, T1, it seems like finally they were posturing correctly, but it's too little too late. And at least the sleep is good from Closer, but
mistakes in these team fights, just positionally, give Afrika Freaks the opportunity to fight their way back in this game. This is going to be the Baron fight to close it out.
Yeah, and this will certainly close it out one way or the other, you'd imagine. Triple Infernal Drake now for Afrika. Keen in the front line, tanking it all up
here. I mean, they have such a nice setup to engage on anyone who steps over the line, and looks like...
Here we go again.
Of which,
yep. Cuz is not a front line, he just immediately dies. And Dread now is front lining. He's gonna die probably here. Has a GA though, so he's just fine. As Closer will get picked. It's looking like this is gonna be a 2-0 in favor of Afrika, as Bang will finally clean up, picks up the quadra kill, and they will make this look easy. 36 minutes into the game. Afrika will do it again and take the 2-0 over T1 tonight.
Talked about Flame Horizon. It's Dread who gets one across the jungle at 303 CS to the 198. A fantastic performance here from this Graves player as Afrika Freaks take this series back with some really hard engages and some very decisive moments, punishing mistakes out of the side of T1, and this is a disaster for the T1 squad. They find themselves now 2-4 this season in the spring split, and this is a team that came into this week with 2 easy matchups. Live Sandbox and Afrika Freaks. We kept saying strength of schedule, you know, T1 should bounce back. Let's wait and see. And to take, you know, the first series the way they did, very close against Live Sandbox, and then this series to get 0-2'd by the Afrika Freaks. I mean, this is not the T1 that people expected to see this season. There's so much pressure in every single role, like I said, about how many games are you going to get this season? Is your spot going to get taken away? And, you know, LCK podcast where you see people just, you know, not even commentating the game because it's over before the game ends, and you just watch like another 10 minutes of League of Legends. Afrika has several times this season brought it back as we listen into their final moments here. Was it a penta? No, it wasn't.
Yeah. Bang's like, please give me the penta. I gotta look good.
롤 너무 재밌다. 나 지표 좀. CS 내가. 롤 너무 재밌다. 롤 너무.
And Bang is also like saying like, oh, my CS, you know?
That's what he's worried about. It's like, oh man, we got the 2-0, but oh man, I got Flame Horizoned. Well, Bang, there's one thing that you got at least ahead of Teddy, and that is more damage. And that's because your team set up more situations and more team fights where you could actually do